Hollywood star Mel Gibson has told staff and associates that Benjamin Netanyahu is the Antichrist, and he'll be the future ruler of a one-world government ushered in by the New World Order. According to Gibson, the global elite have gone into overdrive promoting their evil agenda on the world stage, preparing humanity for the next stage of their Luciferian master plan. Case for the prosecution. Zionists have been caught red-handed burning Argentina to the ground, using IDF hand grenades as part of a plot to seize Patagonia and turn it into Greater Israel in the Southern Hemisphere before they spark World War III. The fact the media are covering up Israel's arson in South America says everything you need to know about the times we're living in. The satanic agenda has never been so blatant, and Mel Gibson has a warning for those who think this is just a game. Things are about to get very crazy, very quick. Before we dive in, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and join the People's Voice Locals community to join our incredible community, support the channel, and gain access to exclusive and uncensored content. According to Gibson, Benjamin Netanyahu just wants to see the world burn. Whether that fire comes from nuclear fallout, through Israel's Samson option that holds the United States and Europe hostage under their nuclear guns, or whether it comes from literal flames, like the wildfires now tearing through Argentina and Chile. Chaos is the strategy, fear is the leverage, and the fire is just a tool. A week ago, Benjamin Netanyahu was pictured with a map of Argentina at the White House. Then, Argentina's Zionist President Milei, who just received an enormous $40 billion bailout from the Trump administration, ordered his government to scrap two long-standing Argentinian laws immediately.
En cuanto a tierras rurales, se libera la compra por parte de privados extranjeros. También se elimina la prohibición de cambiar la actividad productiva del campo por 30 a 60 años tras un incendio, una ley del
Now, fires have ripped through more than 5,500 hectares in Argentina's Chubut province over the past 10 days. Investigators say gasoline cans were found at 2 ignition points, and locals report finding IDF hand grenades and Israeli tourists starting bonfires.
Pero lo que más te duele es el alma y el corazón cuando ves a la gente que se quedó sin nada, cuando ves los animales muertos. Nosotros hacemos colecta, yo no puedo ni hablar de la angustia que tenemos, nosotros vivimos acá. Este lugar para nosotros es el paraíso y nos quemaron el paraíso, loco. Nos dejaron, arruinaron todo. Y acá lo que pasa es que están queriendo venderle la Patagonia a todos los judíos, loco. Esto se sabe hace un montón, acá todo el mundo lo sabe, está lleno de israelitas, está todo el mundo comprando la tierra, nadie hace nada y la única gente que pone el pecho es la gente que perdió todo. Acá nos dejaron solos.
And it's far from the first time Israelis have been found lighting fires in Argentina and Chile. Officials insist they have absolutely no idea who could be responsible, but they've already refused to investigate the Israelis caught at the scene, citing anti-Semitism.
So if you guys don't know what's happening in Argentina right now, they're basically trying to make it the new Israel, and anytime somebody speaks up about it, the president of Argentina calls them anti-Semitic. Here's what's going on. There are fires all around Argentina right now. People are speculating that Israeli tourists are starting the fires in order to purchase the land at cheap prices. If you're wondering how can this even be possible, here's the thing. People believe Argentina's president Javier Milei is in cahoots because he repealed a law that used to ban the sale of land immediately after a fire. It's important to have laws like this in places like Patagonia because the land is so beautiful, and if somebody knew that they could just set the place on fire and then they could get it for 10x off, there's going to be some psychos that might consider doing that. Now guess what? It doesn't just stop there. Javier Milei then issued an executive order at the end of 2023 that repealed a law limiting the foreign ownership of rural land. This means that now there is no limit for how much land foreigners can purchase in Argentina. So now when you can purchase land immediately after a fire at such a cheap price, and you opened up the market to foreigners, and you already have Israelis coming in droves, don't you feel like that could be a recipe for disaster? And the thing is, Argentina's president is so obsessed with Israel, he has no problem selling what I believe is one of the most beautiful places on earth, Patagonia, Argentina, truly top 5 most beautiful places on earth, giving it away to Israelis.
In Argentina and Chile, the anger is spilling out into the streets. Hundreds of thousands are screaming, kick out the Israelis, kick Zionism out of South America, and demanding that authorities complete the investigation. These aren't anti-Semites. These are people tired of double standards and get out of jail free passes for those of a certain nationality. What the hell is going on in Argentina and Chile? According to Gibson, whose child trafficking investigation has led him into the heart of darkness, it's called the Andinia Plan. It's been in the works for centuries. And the Zionists are now pulling the trigger before they ignite World War III and a potential Northern Hemisphere nuclear holocaust. We've got the news from Gibson's trafficking team right after this important word from our sponsor. Today's sponsor is PillsForever.com. If you think Big Pharma have your best interests at heart, think again. The price of medicine in America has skyrocketed, and there are certain medicines Big Pharma don't want you to know about. That's why I've partnered with PillsForever.com. All of their FDA-approved medicines are the cheapest you'll find anywhere. More importantly, you can order medicines that Big Pharma don't want you to have, such as ivermectin, weight loss and diabetes medication, hydroxychloroquine, and fenbendazole. Speaking of fenbendazole, not only does it get rid of parasites that live inside your body, there have been studies that show fenbendazole can help with cancer. Listen to this testimony of Joe Tippins, a cancer survivor, thanks to fenbendazole.
2 years ago, Joe Tippins says he was told to go home, call hospice, and say his goodbyes. The doctors were unanimous. He was going to die of small cell lung cancer.
Once that kind of cancer goes that far afield, the odds of survival are less than 1%, and the median life expectancy is 3 months.
Tippins says he got a tip, not from a pharmacist, but a veterinarian. And in his desperation, he turned from people medicine to dog medicine. Specifically, fenbendazole.
My insurance company spent $1.2 million on me with traditional means before I switched to a $5 a week medicine that actually saved me.
Get 15% off using coupon code People's Voice at the checkout. Please click the link below this video to take advantage of this fantastic offer. Mel Gibson's trafficking task force has saved hundreds of children from tunnels under Los Angeles. Gibson also called out the elite for allowing arsonists to burn LA to the ground for their own corrupt interests. Now he's got a message for the world as Argentina burns. Investigate the Zionists. This is forbidden knowledge, officially banned in the UK by the globalist government. They hand out fines to any media organisation who dares to mention it. But it's historical fact. As inconvenient and politically incorrect as it may be, it's undeniable. Now Mel Gibson blows the whistle about what the task force has learned about Netanyahu's plan to seize control of Patagonia, turn Argentina into Greater Israel, and drive the world to the brink of World War III and beyond.
I'm going public because time's running out. This is the real plan that's been running since the 1850s, and it's barreling toward World War III. Back then they targeted two prizes, Palestine and Argentina. Palestine for control of the Middle East, Argentina, especially Patagonia, for a final refuge when the world burns. They took Palestine. Done. Now comes the Isaac Accords, Argentina's quiet surrender, turning it into an Israeli colony in all but name. Right now they're burning Argentina down, wildfires everywhere, and buying the scorched land cheap. The tool, their fake NGO, that's Backpackers Without Borders. So-called backpackers, like with maps and cameras, supposedly mapping trails. In reality, they're intelligence operatives marking targets, befriending locals while they plan which part of the Patagonia to burn next. Why? Because the deal is sealed. Milei told Netanyahu, mi casa es su casa. If Nuremberg-style trials ever come for Israel, they've got their escape hatch here, just like the Nazis had in the 1940s. And the endgame? Nuclear World War III. Fallout winds blow east-west across the northern hemisphere, Europe, America, Asia. Devastated. Patagonia sits at the bottom of the planet, next to Antarctica. You do the math. They've got more in common with the Nazis than anyone wants to believe. The perfect arc for the new empire, while the North chokes on ash. So, this is it. Spread the word before the fires reach you and the bombs fall.
If that sounds wild, it's only because you haven't been paying attention to what they've been doing. As Alexander Dugin, Putin's intellectual leader, explains, the Zionists believe they're gods.
Israeli people or Zionists, they think they are God, or they are Messiah, they are messenger of the God themselves. So they don't need any justification of their behavior from any other instance, not to speak about international community. So they behave themselves in their special very heretic, I would say, in the context of Judaism, classical Judaism faith.
Now, Patagonia is crawling with Israeli soldiers who are behaving with impunity, preparing to turn the locals into a people they'll treat like Palestinians, brutalizing them until they're erased from their land.
So, what we've seen from these soldiers in Patagonia is that they behave as if they didn't need to respect the laws of Argentina. And then they are very rude to people. They can walk into a supermarket and start eating food without paying, for example, because they know there won't be any local authority to tell them anything, because they have political backing behind them. To say the least, there has been only one case in which a person has been found setting forest fires in Patagonia, and it was on the Chilean side, right? It was a forest of more than 15,000 hectares in the Torres del Paine National Park, and it was indeed an Israeli soldier. The soldier's name is Rotter Singer. He acknowledged that he had deliberately set fire to the Torres del Paine National Park, but the Zionist lobby within the Chilean judiciary got them fined only 7,500 euros. Plus, in recent weeks, a long-standing theme has been confirmed. In Argentina, Israeli citizens will be able to have all the same rights as Argentine citizens and even collect a pension from the Argentine pension system, even if they've never worked here, and even if they don't even live in Argentina. In other words, the Argentine pension system will start supporting Israeli retirees.
One of Israel's most powerful weapons is the VPN on your laptop or your phone right now. Under Netanyahu, Israel has bought up most of the world's most popular VPNs, including ExpressVPN, CyberGhost, Nord, and private internet access. Their leadership? Packed with Israeli military intelligence veterans, the very people who built Israel's most powerful surveillance tools. If you're paying a VPN for privacy, stop. They're not protecting you, they're spying on you. Because we care about our viewers and this movement, we're revealing the first trustless VPN, VP.net, built last year so that even if it wanted to spy on you, it couldn't. Even if the feds came knocking, they'll walk away empty-handed. It's built inside a secure enclave, uses military-grade encryption and stores zero data. And here's the best part. It's 100% American-owned. No Mossad backdoors, no feds rifling through your DMs. Sign up today at vp.net/TPV, and you can finally stop asking, who's monitoring me? Because the answer is they were, but with the vp.net, not anymore.